Hello, everybody, and welcome to our latest coverage of the Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu TV show. This episode we'll be talking about episode 39, A Spy for a Spy. And as usual, I am Messinak, and I'm joined
I
by
am
LJ.
LJ.
And the episodes are in the description below. And we have a special guest with us today.
Guest?
Yeah, a guest for the
Guest?
Ninjago coverages. You've never been on here before.
Your face is a guest.
Out.
And it's overstayed its welcome.
Wow.
Wow.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves to those people that may not watch the podcasts?
I'm Takuma Nuva.
Yeah. He's a member of our podcast who's recently finished up watching Ninjago, so we decided it'd be cool to have a fresh face on these since Kahi doesn't really watch Ninjago regularly.
You don't even see my face. I'm a voice.
A fresh voice. Sorry, I'm just using phrases.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so Takuma, have you ever watched coverage of ours before?
Not really.
Okay. Well, we basically have LJ recap the episode, and we comment on it as he goes, and then we discuss it overall. So, LJ, why don't you kick things off and recap the latest episode for us?
Alrighty.
If you can remember it all this time.
Gosh, mess. So, yes, I can remember it all. Entire time. Gosh. So, Ninja start off there in Sugar Landy Can.
Sugar Landy
and they're going on.
Can.
Okay, I know what sugar is. I know what a can is. What's a landy?
Landy
Is
Can.
that like slang for landlady or something?
Yes. Anyway, so the episode starts off when we get our new shiny and actually not so shiny recap and intro, which is still a really good intro. And that segues right on over to Cole making trouble. He's making trouble while telling Karlov. Karlov. Yeah, Karlov. And you gotta feel sorry for the guy. It's a little bit saddening seeing him go, I have no friends.
He's like Russian LJ.
Yeah.
Except he's, like strong and stuff.
Okay. So, Cole concocts this huge plan to bust himself out and find Zane, which, after the antics of which ensue, and the fortune cookies of which he plots, eventually will happen. In the meantime, Nia is explaining to Dareth that he needs to stay in the base while she goes undercover to go find the others. This is where we find out that Dareth has a hobby? Is that how you put it?
Master of Disguise.
Oh, gosh. Basically, he dresses Nia up in a kabuki outfit. I'm going to just preface this entire episode saying Dareth stole it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dareth starts his thing with Bob off, dresses Nia up, making Nia feel very uncomfortable. In the meantime, all the masters of so on and so forth element are sitting down to have some delicious dinner, which in some certain ways could be taken as an homage to Indiana Jones. The main bad guy goes ahead and tries to break up the kind of alliance that he has heard about, apparently, and it finally comes to the ninja's attention that there is a spy amongst their alliance ranks. All the members learn about the Staff of Elements, which, according to them, the winner gets, which of course isn't true. So Nia comes to the ninja, explains everything. Skylar gets the fortune cookie that Cole concocted. As much help as that is, of course. We'll learn why in a little bit. In the meantime, of course, Dareth is messing around in the machine. He is messing around in the... What's it called, Messa? What's the set name?
The Ninja DBX.
So he's messing around on the Ninja Dragon Ball Z mech and having a good old time. Meanwhile, Cole he puts his plan into action and starts messing everything up. Just going bonkers, using spaghetti as string or pasta or whatever, eating food, eating like the sausage rolls, eating the fortune cookies, which were invented in California, by the way, and just absolutely starts wrecking everything until he's captured and thrown in jail. But not without the keys.
It was all part of the plan.
Can I
It was pretty
interject?
ingenious breakout. And go ahead.
Okay, so he gets himself, he makes trouble so that he gets, for lack of a better word, arrested, and then thrown into a cell. Somewhere along the way, he pickpockets one of the guards to get the keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do they lock him in the cell? I mean, I guess you could say maybe there was a second set of keys,
Maybe it's just one of those doors that like auto locks when you close
or
it.
maybe this is an honor system they got going on here. Look, we got no way to actually lock you in,
Pretty ingenious.
but you're on your honor to stay put.
Look at Takuma blowing people's minds on his first day here.
What the fudge?
I'm betting.
Why?
I'm betting it was just a door that like auto locks when you close it, like it snaps
Auto
shut.
locks.
Yeah, like it clicks shut when you close it. You know?
Oh my god.
You ever heard of those?
So it clicks shut when it
But
it locks itself when it. How do you unlock it?
With the keys.
Oh no, it's circular logic.
Oh gosh.
Oh well.
So, meanwhile, in Dreamland, the magical place Meso always talks about, Zane is dreaming about breaking free from his dragon friend, while actually being broken free by the magical set of keys that Cole has now acquired. They talk and break out and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, you get the point. Antics are ensuing with Nia as she steals the spell from the Book of Spells, leaving a handprint on the actual book.
What a chump. Also, I just thought of an explanation for the keys. He just stole them from a different guard. Than the
That's what
guard.
it says, but maybe there was another set of keys.
Yeah, he
somewhere.
bounced around from guard to guard. He probably just took it from another guard than the one that locked him up.
You better be right. You better not have another plot revelation. It's going to become more contrived than the golden weapons up on the asteroid.
Yep, calling it now. In 10 episodes, this mystery set of keys will be a pivotal plot point.
So, in the meantime, antics are currently ensuing with Cole and Zane as they are trying to get away and start their mass escape. Unfortunately for them, the giant purple snake thing has been unleashed. In the midst of the ensuing antics, Zane shows off some of his $1 million man abilities and gets them free to another nice place. And it's actually a really cool scene.
It's all about those exploding shurikens.
Ah, gosh dang it, Meso. I was encouraging them to watch the episode and then you ruined. Fine, okay. So, all while this is going on, the ninja are having a powwow with their alliance members, saying, okay, so basically, everyone that has worked for, what is his name, Chung?
Chin!
Chin, there we go.
Don't you remember the pun? All the shenanigans?
Great. So, all the chimpanzee antics are going on there. And they're basically, okay, anyone who has worked for chimpanzee will have a tattoo on their back. So you line them all up for some reason, because they needed to be in a line, and prepare to see their backs for their tattoo. All this time, Nia, for some reason, decided, well, this piece of paper, this important spell, which they probably cannot do anything without, isn't good enough for me. So I want to stick around, and I want to keep spying. So she keeps spying on Chin and
Klaus.
Bratwurst.
It's Klaus!
And they're talking all while the other kabuki ladies are in the room dancing. Well, she gets caught in the mix of things because they suspect her pretty much immediately. Unfortunately / thankfully for her, because they just start to check all the kabuki ladies, Dareth comes in again and does what the brown ninja does best. He stinks at doing nothing. while inside the Dragon Ball Z machine, he is rocking out to music.
It's awesome.
Hits the loudspeaker on the machine. What now?
It's
It's
awesome.
like the best music ever.
Yeah, it's great.
It is awesome. He flips the switch on the loudspeaker and blasts the awesome music all across the island, which sends the villains freaking out. Because this starts, everyone starts freaking out. The Master Shadow starts trying to escape, claiming that he's not the bad guy. He tries to get out, and antics just ensue.
You know what?
Jay
I'm
gets
with the
bullied.
Master of Shadow. I'm on his side. Shadow guys are always discriminated upon.
Oh,
Branded as being evil.
No, he's evil. So, early on in this episode, the camera work makes it very apparent who the actual spy and traitor is. And it's Skylar. But the episode, apparently, it tries to, like, veer you off course toward the end. It's like, no, Kai. I am not the traitor. How could you think I was the traitor? It's like the episode really tries super hard after the camera work to convince you that she's not the traitor because she does all these kind things when she really is. I'm just gonna get out of the way now.
I'm very disappointed. I gotta call it. I see it. And Ninjago is usually not that heavy-handed about stuff.
Yeah. So, Bratwurst and Klaus. That's right.
So,
I did that. They're talking while the Kabuki ladies they're just flitting around about the fact that one of the Kabuki ladies is possibly the culprit. Well, in the midst of all this, Nia tries to tell Dareth, hey, they're coming for you. They're coming for you, you idiot! And the guards finally end up finding the cave. Antics ensue. Dareth drives. It is one of the craziest driving scenes, sans the one with Kai and the X1 Charger, in all of Ninjago. It's nuts.
great scene. Good camera work.
It's funny. It's awesome. Dareth is hilarious. So Nia gets found out. Antics continue to ensue in a really, really well done fight scene between her and Klaus.
I'm very happy. Up till now, he's been kind of lame. I'm glad he can actually hold his own, and she can too.
Yeah,
it's
really impressive. Cole starts getting a little bit of, well, we should help. I should help them. Go on ahead, Zane. Zane's like, no, I will help you. Ninja never leave another ninja side. And for some reason, they totally gloss over the fact that at the very beginning, when he was reintroduced, he totally forgot who everybody was. Did Pixel like restore his memory or something?
Yeah, you started
I
remembering
forgot.
people in the last episode.
I guess. I don't feel like
Not
that
the
was
last
kind of
episode.
glossed over.
The one before that.
He did specifically say at some point, like, I remember everything now, or something to that degree.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. All right. Well, in the meantime, antics are ensuing. Nia and Klaus are bouncing all which ways, and Nia ends up escaping. 1 second, please.
I'll carry it along. So, yeah, Nia ends up getting away. All is well with the world. And Skylar is revealed to be in league with Chin. And also, dun dun dun, his daughter.
What?
Shock and awe.
Are you serious?
And
I
that's-
didn't know that was going to happen.
And to top it all off, they even have a nice family father-daughter evil laughter session.
Okay, yeah. This episode solidified the fact that Lego is not above giving laughter to the good guys at the end of every episode, but also laughter to the bad guys.
Yup.
Now, so isn't it you that pointed out that Skylar isn't in any of the summer 2015 sets?
Correct. She is not present. So,
You hear that sound? Hear that? It's the sound of everyone's hopes being dashed.
yeah. Not a fan of how that's going along. But I guess with Zane back, they didn't really need a new team member. But it would have been nice for variety's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But
well.
that's the episode. Overall, the Dareth Chronicles are hilarious.
Okay. So let's talk. First of all, before we get into like just the episode in particular, Takuma, you've never been on this series before. What do you think of Ninjago in general?
You know, it was the strangest thing because for the longest time, I just didn't care. It was just another theme to me, one that happened to get a TV show. And I just didn't give a flying rat's rear end about it. Had no interest whatsoever. But then you get sick, you're confined to a chair for several days with nothing to do. You go on Netflix and you just say, I'm going to watch the whole thing.
Huh.
So that's what I did. Until I found out that not everything was on Netflix.
Aw.
I'm sorry. I'm
Sad.
sorry about Zane.
Oh yeah, Elder,
and
Elder
then
totally
LJ goes
spoiled
and
what happened.
Spoiled that for me. Like,
I'm sorry.
Serious?
He just like came out with
God.
it, like presuming he'd seen.
Yeah, because he said I've caught up with everything.
Yeah, I
on
mean, to
Ninjago."
be fair, it
Oh,
wasn't
well.
completely his fault. That doesn't mean I'm not going to blame him anyway.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, I mean, I was under the assumption that it was all on Netflix. Turns out they were missing a whole season and then some.
Yeah. At least you're caught up
Whatever.
now.
Yeah, caught up and not so sick anymore.
Nice.
I may have overdone it because I would lie in, I almost said bed. I would lie in my chair at night and it'd be like, ninjas and robots. And I can't sleep.
Wow. Well, no, like. What
But
do you
now,
think of the series?
It's pretty good actually. I really like it. I'm enjoying it. At first, I thought Dareth was going to be some one-off thing that was just going to annoy me for an episode or two. But now I actually really like him,
Yeah.
and I almost can't help but feel that, and maybe this is just me wishing for it, that he's going to have some sort of significance at some point or another. Not necessarily like he's going to become a full-on brown ninja.
He
Start doing,
probably will have significance at some point.
yeah.
He's popular enough. He finally got a minifigure last year. Got a poly bag, so. Hey.
Oh, nice. And another thing, actually, something that broke my heart, which was bad enough since I was sick,
Huh.
is that they then go and they, in one of the episodes, I don't remember anymore. I don't know, but they specifically called out clutch powers.
Oh.
And my heart just sank because I want more clutch powers.
I've
It
never
was
even
clearly supposed to be like a trilogy or something of the sort. And we only ever got one movie.
I've still never even seen the first movie.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Is it good?
everyone, I'm not going to say it's like Academy Award winning stuff or anything like that,
Ain't
but it was
no
a good movie. And on the grand scale of things in our house, the more that people quote a movie, the better that movie apparently was. Okay? We're all about quoting movies. And even though outside of me and my brother, everyone else doesn't really care that much about Lego, I tell you, you can constantly hear my sisters quoting, and just about anyone for that matter, quoting Skelly and Bones from that movie.
Skelly? Bones? Now I'm interested.
They're two skeleton
Oh my
characters. They're
gosh.
almost like the Abbott. They're like the comedy relief, the Abbott and Costello of the movie.
Interesting.
Seriously, one of the most heard phrases around the house these days are, "I am getting sick and tired of your constant negativity."
Uh-huh.
Well, hey,
TV coverage you
Marty!
found.
Welp.
So yeah, now that I've gone off on a tangent, but I want more clutch powers.
But you like Ninjago?
Yes, I really like Ninjago.
Did you ever watch
Ninjago's
Shima?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well,
Is that what I should do next time I
No.
get sick?
well,
Ha!
maybe.
No,
It,
don't watch it.
it's the
Save
kind
yourself.
of show, I'm going to be perfectly blunt. The first 20 episodes are not good. But there's like almost
Ouch.
50 episodes. Yeah, I'm sorry, they're not very good. I'm not that big of a fan of them. They did start to get better, but the first 20 episodes were not all that great. There's almost 50 episodes in the series, and by the end, it is very, very good.
Okay.
So it's
that-
it's a slow incline upwards, but so if you can stick with it to get through the terribleness, there is quality buried underneath.
You know,
I mean,
that's
to be
something
honest-
I really want to address real quick. If anyone has noticed, our coverages of these episodes have been marginally shorter than the ones of Chima. That's because with Chima, we had something to critique, something to suggest improvements, something to discuss. With Ninjago, it's very difficult to do that because it's already a really well-written, witty, fast-paced show. It's really good.
It usually
You should
boils
find out
down
the
to
fact.
this episode was pretty good. The end.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I like this episode.
That's why the third person is important to provide extra discussion.
let's say one thing that kind of got me at the end is like Cole and Zane are running off, and Cole's all like, "Oh, I gotta go back and help those guys. We can't just leave them to their fate or whatever." And I was like, I thought that's where you were already going.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it's like Karloff specifically said, like, don't forget about me or don't forget about us or whatever. And
No, I guess he was just planning
Yeah,
on abandoning all of them.
I was like, okay, whatever. Zane being back, I have mixed feelings about it because, it's that same story. Anytime a character, quote unquote, dies, bringing them back kind of, cheapens their sacrifice or whatever.
Correct.
And, I mean, totally honest, honestly, I'm not that, especially since it's Zane and he was technically a Nindroid, quote, coming back to life isn't, doesn't have the same, what's the word I'm looking
Weight.
for? It's not the same thing since he isn't human.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But I do wish that maybe they had waited at least a little bit before saying, ooh, he's coming back, instead of, just the very next episode.
It did seem very
It
fast.
was it was a bit too soon.
All right.
I do kind of like his new voice, though.
Agreed.
Which is funny because I'm all about like the robots and the technology and stuff, but honestly, the rebooted arc I found to be more or less just kind of meh, save for, well, the ending. The ending was actually amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There are only three. What's the word I'm going? Forms? No. Three specific instances where media has made me almost shed a tear.
Whoa.
Zane's death actually was the third one to be added to the list. I don't know why. Maybe it was just late and I was losing myself or something. But I was incredibly moved.
Yeah,
You
it
know-
was very well done.
That's I shouldn't say this, but Meso and I, the entire time we were watching Meso, I just remember it clear as day. Meso's just going, whoa, wait, what? Wait, what?
They can't
No.
be doing this.
No. And he's just in a state of awe. But it got to that scene where Cole, he picks up like half of Zane's face and I lose it. I just start laughing.
Okay,
Oh,
that part
gosh,
seemed a
this
bit
is
strange.
morbid.
Yeah, it was
It didn't
very.
seem morbid to me, but
It was very morbid.
It was just like you pick up half of your friend's face. It just exploded.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But no, it was a very well done finale. And I would not have been opposed. Like, Zane's cool and all. Would not have been opposed to leaving him dead and just filling his team slot with someone else, like Skylar, an actual new character. But
I almost feel like if they were going to bring him back, he shouldn't just come back. It's like, hey, I'm just a ninja again. I almost feel like he should be, placed in some sort of tier above. Become some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like, I don't know, being able to eject exploding shurikens out of his very body.
It's not that far-fetched.
I don't see any other ninja doing that.
It's because no other ninja is a Nindroid.
well, yeah, that's what Elder's saying. He's already a tier above. He can shoot
But
exploding
I almost feel like he'd be like, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the words. Like, it's like at this point it seems like he's just kind of going back and, hey, I'm just on the team again. Whereas I feel like if he was going to come back, it should be as some sort of
Specialty role. I understand what you're saying.
not especially like he just shouldn't be like, he wouldn't be on the team. He would be like,
I don't.
I
think
have a
he
higher
is.
purpose, and I must, and then
I
you
don't-
see him every once in a while during really grave circumstances because he's off living on top of a mountain or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I kind of understand, and I think they're eventually going to reach that point, maybe, because he's in a very limited, if not just really limited, number of sets for the summer wave. So I'm pretty sure they're kind of gearing toward that.
He's in a limited number of sets, but he's also in like one of the major sets.
So you just take all my points and you go.
Oh, it's like the Titan mech battle, I believe, is Zane versus the main villain. So, I'm just saying.
Instead of you twisting my argument into a million little broken, serrated pieces.
I think he's gonna have a main role for a good while to come. But anyway, this episode in particular, what did you guys think?
Takuma?
2 thumbs up.
Okay.
Except we have yellow claws when we're Lego. So, I mean, we don't have yellow claws, but 2 claws up.
Yeah, 2 claws up.
Wow. Okay, LJ?
Yeah, no. I really enjoyed it. Everything was fast-paced. The writing was, as per usual, very witty, very about itself. I enjoyed Nia's relevancy and how she acted, not only as a character, but really sticking to that character.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Cole interacted with everyone. I feel so bad for Karloff after this episode. I feel really bad for him.
He's you, a Russian and strong.
Don't forget about Karloff. Okay, I'll be Karloff's oldest son. So anyway, really good episode.
What?
LJ, you're a piece of work.
But I think that worked out really well. I really did enjoy the episode. However, after watching it, you pointed out something very interesting to me, and that's the pacing. The pacing has actually been fairly good, except for the fact that it's been tournament-related pretty much the entire time. Meso, quickly go ahead and mention what you observed as far as the episode pacing.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll say that just so everyone's aware, we know that the entire season has been leaked. We're on top of that. The entire season was made available for like on-demand viewing as well as on CartoonNetwork.com if you linked up your cable provider to the website. And the problem with that is I don't have cable. I can't really do it. And no one seems to want to rip the episodes from the website and upload them to YouTube in good quality. Only like recording their screen with a camera. So we're not going to be reviewing the episodes until they're available in good quality. However, something interesting I did find out by observing this leak was that there's only 44. It only goes up to episode 44. Episode 44 is the finale for this season, and this was episode 39. So there's 4 episodes left. 5 episodes left. What am I saying? Yeah. And we still haven't gotten to the actual enemies that are in the set. The Anacondae, they still haven't come back. We still haven't seen Pythor. Chin still hasn't achieved his goals. And what I realized was the pacing is very good for now, but the season's already halfway over. So it feel like it's going to be really rushed towards the end because they decided to take so much time developing the premise. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. On the flip side, these are 20-minute episodes, and there are 4 20-minute episodes remaining, so a lot can happen in 80 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. Technically 5 episodes.
Okay.
But
let me have my nice moment of math
minutes.
Glory. Okay.
You are right. I hope it doesn't end up feeling rushed.
Wait, how many? You said there's 44 episodes?
44 episodes in the series. Episode 44 is
5 left.
Episode 44 is the last episode of this season.
I'm a moron. I can't math today.
It's okay, Takuma.
LJ's incapacity to use numbers is starting to rub off on me.
That's why I was so happy I got to use numbers. They were properly in their place.
But no, this episode was pretty cool. I really liked it. Dareth and Nia and Klaus were all cool. Plotline is going along fairly okay. Skylar's evil, woohoo. Hopefully there's more depth to that. But
instead of evil laughter.
Yeah, instead of evil laughter. But
that's how we should end this. Yeah, let's end this with evil laughter.
Okay, sure, can do. So thank you all for listening to our coverage of episode 39 of Ninjago, Masters of Spinjitzu. We will be back next week for the next exciting coverage. And depending on whether the episodes get posted in high quality, maybe we'll review them, maybe not. We'll just wait. So, Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. I'm Messinek.
I'm LJ.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
And goodbye.